They both swung hammers for 20 years. But one retired wealthy while the other's body gave out with nothing to show for it. In a mining town where workers broke rocks to earn their living, two young men started the same day with the same job. Break rocks. Get paid by the pound. Both were strong. Both were willing to work hard. Both wanted to make good money. 20 years later, one owned the mining company. The other couldn't work anymore and had no savings. And the difference wasn't effort or luck. It was whether they stayed hammer men or became tool builders. The first man's name was Cal. On day one, Cal was given a hammer and told to break rocks. He swung that hammer hard. By the end of the day, he'd broken enough rocks to earn decent money. He felt good. Cal thought, "This is simple. The harder I swing, the more I break. The more I break, the more I earn. I just need to keep swinging harder." So that's exactly what Cal did. Every day for 20 years, he swung his hammer. He got stronger. He got faster. He became one of the best rock breakers in the mine. People respected his work ethic. But Cal never learned anything new. He never upgraded his tools. He never thought about better methods. He just kept swinging the same hammer, using the same technique, breaking rocks the same way he did on day one. Year 5, Khalil's body started hurting. His back ached. His shoulders burned. But he kept swinging. This is the job, he'd tell himself. This is what hard workers do. Year 10, the pain got worse. Cal was still strong, but his body was wearing down. Breaking rocks by hand for 10 years takes a toll. But Cal had no other skills. He only knew how to swing a hammer, so he kept swinging. Year 15, younger workers started using new tools, pneumatic drills, lever systems, better hammers with improved designs. These tools made rock breaking easier and faster, but Cal dismissed them. Real workers use their strength, Cal would say. These new tools are for weak people. I don't need them. So Cal kept using his old hammer while his body continued breaking down. By year 20, Cal could barely swing anymore. His back was destroyed. His joints were shot. His body gave out. Cal had to stop working. And when he stopped, the money stopped. He had no savings because he spent everything as he earned it. He had no other skills because he never learned anything beyond swinging a hammer. He was broke, broken, and too old to start over. The second man's name was Rashid. On day one, Rashid also picked up a hammer and broke rocks. He worked hard just like Cal, but Rashid thought about his work differently. After the first week, Rashid's hands were blistered and his shoulders hurt. He thought, there has to be a better way to do this. I can't swing a hammer for 40 years. My body won't last. So Rashid started learning. He studied better hammer techniques that required less energy. He learned about leverage and force distribution. He made his work more efficient without working harder. After 6 months, Rashid learned about mechanical tools, chisels that made breaking easier, wedges that split rocks with less force. He started using these tools and immediately broke more rocks with less effort. After 2 years, Rashid saved enough money to buy a small pneumatic drill. This machine let him break rocks 5 times faster than swinging a hammer. Now Rashid earned 5 times more money in the same hours. Or he could work fewer hours and earn the same amount. But Rashid didn't stop learning. After 5 years, he studied engineering basics. He learned how mines operated. He understood the business side of rock extraction. After 10 years, Rashid wasn't just a rock breaker anymore. He was designing better tools for other workers. He was consulting on mine efficiency. He was earning money from his knowledge, not just his strength. By year 15, Rashid had invented an improved rock-splitting system that other mines wanted to buy. He licensed his design and made passive income while others used his tools. By year 20, Rashid owned part of the mining company. He had multiple income streams. He barely swung a hammer anymore because he had built systems and tools that worked better than his physical strength ever could. Rashid retired with wealth, health, and options. Meanwhile, Khalil was broke with a broken body and no way forward. One day, years after both had left the mines, they ran into each other. Khalil saw Rashid looking healthy and successful. Khalil was using a cane, barely able to walk, struggling financially. Khalil said, "We started the same. We worked the same job. I worked just as hard as you. Why did you succeed while I have nothing?" Rashid replied, "Because you stayed a hammer man. I became a tool builder." Khalil didn't understand. Rashid explained, "You spent 20 years perfecting one skill, swinging a hammer. You got really good at it. But that skill depended entirely on your body staying strong. When your body broke down, your income stopped. I spent 20 years learning new tools, new methods, new skills. I built systems that worked without my strength. I created value that didn't depend on my physical ability to swing a hammer. You relied on strength. I built leverage. You worked harder. I worked smarter. You stayed the same. I kept evolving." Here's the truth about careers that most people learn too late. Your body has limits. Your time has limits. Your strength has limits. If your income depends entirely on your physical effort, you're building on sand. Khalil represents most workers. They learn one skill and repeat it forever. They think getting better at that one skill is enough. They rely entirely on their physical or mental capacity to do the work. And for a while, it works. They earn money. They survive. But eventually, the body breaks down or the skill becomes obsolete. And when that happens, they have nothing else. No other skills. No systems. No leverage. Rashid represents people who build lasting careers. They don't just get good at one thing. They constantly learn new skills. They adopt new tools. They build systems. They create value that doesn't depend on their personal effort. They understand that the goal isn't to be the best hammer swinger. The goal is to build hammers that work without you. Think about your own career. Are you just getting better at the same skill? Or are you learning new ones? Are you relying entirely on your ability to do the work? Or are you building systems and leverage? Most people are like Khalil. They master one skill and think that's enough. They work hard using that skill until their body or relevance runs out. Then they have nothing. Successful people are like Rashid. They master one skill, then learn another. They adopt new tools. They stay relevant. They build systems that create value beyond their personal effort. Your body will fail, your energy will decline, your time will run out. If your income depends on you personally doing the work, you're on borrowed time. Carl swung a hammer for 20 years and ended up broke and broken. Rashid learned tools for 20 years and retired wealthy and healthy. Same start, different strategy. One stayed a hammer man. One became a tool builder. Stop relying on strength alone. Start building leverage. Subscribe for more wealth parables.